Good evening. Today we'll discuss about we'll start teaching a lesson about building materials and construction practice. Third semester subject code is 303C. First of all, we'll look into the syllabus what we have to cover in this semester. So I'm sharing the screen. In the semester in BMCP, we have 6 chapters. First chapter comprises stones, bricks, tiles, and sand. So, and second chapter is cement mortar, and concrete. Third chapter is timber and surface protective materials. Fourth chapter is classification of buildings and foundations and masonry work. Fifth unit is doors, windows, lintels, scaffolding, and staircases. Sixth unit is roofs, floorings, protective and decorative finishes. If you see whole this uh, syllabus, this subject name is building materials and construction practice. So if you see the first 3 chapters, which are related to building materials, and next 3 chapters are discussing about construction practice. We'll look into first unit first of all. So first unit is comprises of stones, bricks, tiles, and sand. So today we'll discuss, these are the different syllabus which he comprises in this unit. So we'll discuss about only stones today, most probably. So if you look into the syllabus, so in our syllabus it is explained classification of stones, physical classification of rocks, and physical classification of stones, and characteristics of good stone. This is 2 points we have to, and very common varieties of stones will be seen in the next class. So maybe most probably we'll complete classification of stones and characteristics of a building stones. We'll try to complete. It is a big chapter. So first unit is a very big chapter. We have to take more time for this, right? Let will concentrate on this. What is a stone first of all? So if you name the building materials which will used for the building construction, uh, basic material is stone or bricks. So to build any masonry, stones and bricks are the basic materials. If you the concrete, cement, wood, these are all reinforcement. These are also a building materials which are used for the construction. But basic primary materials are stones, bricks, tiles, sand. These are the basic materials. If you see bricks, tiles are related to clay materials, clay manufactured materials, and stone is a just formed material, right? So let us see our PowerPoint presentation related to stones. Yeah. So this is the right. So objectives of this is, on completion of this, you have to be know the state the importance and scope of the construction materials, classification of stones, understand the characteristics of good building stone, right? Construction material, can you name some construction material used for the construction? What are the materials may be used for the construction of floor, and what material is used for doors and windows? What is the material used for electrical pipe conduit? These are the some construction materials which we will use in our construction activities, right? So what are the construction materials? Materials used for the construction of structures are called construction materials, right? So let us see one small video related to construction materials. So we'll continue after video. So it's trying to open. Oh, so many say, windows are open. Now it is going to be play. Let's play some small video regarding to types of materials. Yeah. So we have seen the uh, different types of rocks and where the rocks are used for. Actually, rocks are majorly classified into three types: geological classification, physical classification, and chemical classification. Also, we seen in the video that Stones are used for bridges purpose, sea harbor construction purpose, like road metal purpose, railway ballast, like even we use for electrical fixtures like electrical boards we used for marbles, right? So these are the some different classification of stones like soil building stones, bricks, building materials. These are the different construction materials which we used for different purpose. So examples of stone construction: Taj Mahal, Red Fort, Juma Masjid, Parliament House, and we can have a very renovated structure like Nagarjuna Sagar Dam, masonry dam. It is the biggest, largest masonry dam which is constructed by using of stones. Right? Rashtrapati Bhavan, Charminagar, Makka Masjid. These are all examples of uh, which used in stone construction. Right? So these are the things we are going to see in the slide. Right. How does study of construction material help a civil engineer? Why we have to study for the construction material? Study of construction material helps a civil engineer to know about the source of construction materials, selection of suitable material of various engineering works. Like same stone is not useful for all construction purposes. So stone should be vary from the type to type. Like what stone we are using. For example, if you see the building, so for footing, different size of coarse aggregate is required. For columns, different size of coarse aggregate required. For masonry, different size of coarse aggregate required. Like if we are using the betty stone or any building material according to the various engineering works, right? So we have to be know the what is the source of material, what is the cost, and what are the engineering properties. How we can check the good quality material? How can we check the quality of a material? We have to know the what are the physical properties, what are the mechanical properties, how we have to correlate with that, what should be the required limits of the different properties which we have to be known. Otherwise we cannot take a good material and we cannot judge the whether it is a good material or bad material. Some inherent defects in the material, and to overcome these defects we have to know the construction material subject. Achieving economy design or quality of work, we should be aware of the construction materials subject, right? So if you see where we get these all engineering properties, like we all get from the BIS, Bureau of Indian Standards, used for obtaining the all standards, like different specifications. If you see the IS 383, it is a code for all building construction materials like coarse aggregate and fine aggregate. We can be take as per the IS 383, like that different source of standards are there, right? What is a rock? A rock, a solid mass of different types of minerals which forms the earth from the earth crust. Earth crust. This is known as rock. What is a stone? What is the difference between stone and rock? So stone is a naturally available material quarried and extracted from the rock. It is called stone. Right. The properties of stone depends on the parent rock. Parent rock, how it is there. So we'll take that. Right. So classification of rocks done on the basis of like this, what we seen in video also, geological formation or physical characteristics or chemical composition. Based on the physical characteristics, we can see the based on the geological formation, there are three types of rocks are there. Uh, that is igneous rocks, metamorphic rocks, and sedimentary rocks. That is not included in the syllabus. That's why I'm not stretching that point. So already we shown in a video also, right? So we'll see the physical classification of the rocks. So based on the physical properties, rocks are classified into stratified rocks, unstratified rocks, and foliated rocks. What is a stratified rocks? These rocks are layered structures, possess planes of stratification. Stones can be easily split off along these planes, sandstone, limestone, etc. Right? This is a picture which is showing the stratified rocks. See, you can see the different layers of the rocks, right? This is called stratified rock, right? This is the unstratified rocks, right? So example of unstratified rocks is these are unstratified rocks, right? These are the stratified rocks. See, the different layers are visible here, right? So these are the unstratified rocks. This is unstratified rocks. The solid stone is visible here. Examples of unstratified rocks are granite, marble, trap. See, solid stones are we are seeing here. These are called unstratified rocks. Foliated rocks are also rocks which is extracted like a different small thin layers, right? So cyst, slate, these are the examples of foliators. So what are the various characteristics of a good building stone, right? That also we'll see here, right? Characteristics of a good building stone. A building stone has the following characteristics, right? So it should have stone structure, right? It should have texture stone, durability, right? Hardness, strength, toughness, porosity and absorption, specific gravity, resistance to fire, resistance to electricity, seasoning, dressing, right? Appearance, workability, cost, right? So we see one by one characteristics. First is strength, right? Should have uniform structure. It should have uniform structure of the stone should have uniform structure, right? So it indicates the composition of its mineral material or internal arrangements of the different structure, right? It should have uniform structure, should be free from cavities, cracks or patches. Igneous rocks has uniform structure. Igneous rocks can be take more and more load. These are hardest rock. But igneous rock is the most suitable for all construction works, right? And texture of a stone. So it indicates the pattern in which the mineral matter is arranged in the stone. Homogeneous and crystalline in structure, hard and compact, right? So these are the structure. Durability. So what is the durability? Long running of a stone, right? It should be resist the effect of atmospheric agencies like wind, rain, temperature, or weathering agencies. It depends on chemical composition and physical composition. So it is nothing but the life of the stone, right? Hardness. So hardness is the resistance against abrasive forces developed due to friction, wear, and tear. Hardness is it is a resistance force against the friction, wear, and tear. Right? Actually, it is expressed in number. It can be find out from the impact stress also. Right? Impact test. So it varies from 1 to 10. This value is given in the standards, and more number there is a hard is a stone, right? Strength. So there is a difference between hardness and strength. Hardness is against resistance against wear and tear. Strength is resistance against crushing, right? A good stone withstand higher loads. Crushing strength varies 15 to 100 Newton per mm square. Toughness. Toughness is resistance against impact. Here, hardness, strength, impact, toughness. Three are same meaning it is given, but there is a basic difference between there. If you take the hardness, it is a resistance to the friction and wear and tear. If you take the uh, strength, it is resistance against the crushing. If you take the toughness, it is resistance against the impact loads, means sudden loads, right? It should be hard or tough enough to withstand stresses developed due to vibration of machinery, moving loads over them. The highly porous stones disintegrated as the absorbed water may freeze and expand, which results the cracking. Porosity depends on it should be less porous, means it should be impermeable, not permeable, right? Impermeable, right? Water absorption also should be less absorbed. So it should not be absorbed more than 5% of water by volume when it is immersed in water for 24 hours. Right. So specific gravity, it is the basic property, uh, basic property ranges between 2.4 to 2.8. Higher specific gravity stones are preferred for dams and bridges, weirs, etc. Less specific gravity stones are preferred for domes and roof covers. Resistance to fire should constitute minerals having equal coefficient of thermal expansion for better resistance to fire. Such stone is preferred for construction. Example, sandstone. Resistance to electricity also. Good building stones should be offer greater resistance to electricity. Dry stone, good resistance. More porous stone should have less resistance. Dense stones should have low porosity preferred. Example, marble and slate. So like that, we seen in the video also, marble can be used as a switchboards of electrical fixtures. Seasoning. What is a seasoning? Seasoning is drying, right? Removal of moisture from the stone is called seasoning. See, removal of quarry sap. What is the internal moisture? Removal of internal moisture is called seasoning. Moisture make a stone soft and damages it, right? So for effective seasoning, stone is to be left for a period of 6 to 12 months in the presence of air and sunlight, right? We have to be remove the natural air, natural moisture which is containing in the stone should be removed, right? Moisture makes the stone soft and it may be damaged. Dressing. What is a dressing? Dressing means shaping the stones into a required size, right? Dressing is bringing the stone into proper shape and size. Dressing is essential for ornamental and structural works like arches, cobbles, sills, etc. The stone becomes weak in strength and durability when it undergoes dressing. Appearance is very important of the facing work of the building. Uniform texture, so uniform color, light in color, these are the appearance. Workability, the ease we can with ease we can work with the stones. Ease with the stones can be handled, right? Cut into different handable sizes, we can be handled. Dressed to different sizes, should be economical to dress. Cost, it depends on the type of stone, method of quarrying. If it is a hard stone, we have to be take stone from the quarry by way of blastings. So method of quarrying we also impact the cost. Transportation distance, source availability of the stone. If it is stone is available very far away, so the transportation rate or cost we can be impact on the stone of the stone cost. Mode of transport also uh, depend on the impact on the cost of the stone. So select best stone and economical stone. Right. Summary. What we have discussed, I will summarize with briefly. See, we have discussed about the importance of the study of construction materials, the scope of the study materials. We already described the different classification of physical classification of rocks like stratified rocks, unstratified rocks, foliated rocks, right? We have discussed about various characteristics of good building stone like strength, durability, texture, uh, and structure, appearance, like this. If you say hardness, strength, impact, these are the different toughness, sorry, toughness, these are the different characteristics of a good building stone. These are the some frequently questions asked in the exams. You have to be careful about to answer these questions. Also, we can easily define the construction materials, give the classification of construction materials, what is the scope and purpose of the study of construction materials, list any 8 characteristics of a good building stone. Like we have seen 15, 16 characteristics, we can write about each and every one. So explain the texture of a stone. So texture is nothing but a different layers of a stone. So we have to be uh, right. So like even physical properties also we can write here, right? Explain the porosity and absorption. Water absorption should not be less than, should not be more than 5% of the own weight. like it should be porous, not porous, it should be rock should be impermeable, right? So what is the workability? Workability, the ease which can be handled, cut and shape, right? What is a seasoning? So just drying the stone from the internal swap or as internal moisture, that is called seasoning of a stone, right? Describe any detail 8 characteristics of same good building stone, right? So give the classification of rocks under physical classification with at least one example of each, so we can easily write. State any 8 characteristics of a building stone. State the classification of rocks. Explain in this in detail physical classification of rocks. Right. These are the again some, right. Right. With this, I would like to close the session, so we can see the bricks and tiles in followed class. Today we have successfully completed the uh, class about our different types of stones and characteristics of good stone. Still, we have to complete the various uh, stones, various varieties of stones also we have to complete. We'll see in the next class. Goodbye.